Over the past few days, a word has been hovering round and round in my mind, owing to the environment that we all live in. Hence, I decided to contemplate upon it, go to its sheer depth, and break it open. Do you want to know that word? A word that has actually made the whole human race insane since its inception. And I believe it will continue to do so if no awareness sets in. The word is JEET / victory. Be an achiever, win the race, win life. Only achievers and winners rule. These are the statements which have been fed so deep in our heart and soul, right from the time we begin to grow up. It's not anyone's fault, but this is how the external environment works. One who wins is lauded with gifts, appreciations, pat on back. One who isn't is left alone, despite of whatsoever efforts he or she must have put. At this point, I'm remembering a quote which I read in my IMS class while preparing for 12th board examinations in mathematics. It was stuck on the wall as I entered the tuition center. And the quote read, "Your merits aren't judged by the efforts you put, but by the results you produce." It got deeply stuck in me as I used to read it every day while going to the tuition center. And I didn't realize when most of my life began to revolve around the result. Mind began to race. It started to anticipate results even before the process. Final result? Zero. I kept failing and falling on the ground. Then I actually read a lot of self-help books, did visualizations, affirmations, meditations, Vadimakam diaries, writing. I can, I will, I am the best, I will be this or that in 5 or 10 years from now. Rubbish. Sometimes all of the above or any of the above may have worked too, but not each time. I failed to realize that my focus was on the result all the time. Mind was racing against the present moment. It's using present moment as nothing but an end to itself. It just wants to reach somewhere. Where? End result. Favorable end result. Hence the continuous overthinking, racing against the mind, analyzing, strategizing, planning, and finally falling on my nose right on the ground. That's what the universe did to wake me up from my deepest sleep of results, and that IMS quotation which had become so deep-seated unconsciously in me. Finally, after years of falling apart, breaking bones, some literally too, going through pain, suffering, self-created of course, comes this realization that your merits aren't needed to be judged by others. Your merits are for you, not for anyone else, because those merits involve our growth from where we started to where we are today. That's the result, the real one. The issue is we're so deeply conditioned to keep wanting for pat upon our backs, appreciation. Sometimes seems like we are a slave to that. Someone comes and appreciates us a bit, and we feel like he's the bestest person on this planet. Where was he or she before? Did God create him or her just for me? Foolish we are. Why? Because deep down we aren't enough. Or actually, we are. But we have come to believe deeply that we aren't. And only when someone other than us appreciates us, that's the time we will feel we are enough. And to make ourselves feel enough, we participate madly, insanely in this game of achievements and victories. And we are ready to bow down to any extent to prove ourselves being victorious. We kinda have created a race in our mind. And our stupid mind that's running this race, it wants to win at any cost. It has created its own participants, its own players. It only decides when it wins and when it loses. Isn't it very much like a video game created, conceptualized, played by us only? And the sad part is each being, mostly, of course, barring the self-realized enlightened beings, have created the above game in their respective minds and are party to it, subsequently creating umpteen conflicts and disputes in their minds, leading to competitiveness and conflicts with others. Isn't it high time that we understand this or check within ourselves? What the hell are we doing? Because this, my friend, our supposed race will eventually kill us. Don't believe me? Let's look around and check for ourselves. Over the past decade, the level at which mental health issues like clinical depression, anxiety disorder, bipolar disorders, attention deficit, dementia, schizophrenia, OCD, PTSD, and suicides have risen is unprecedented. A simpler way to look at it is how many happy or peaceful faces we actually see all around each day, whether in our home or on the road or in our schools, colleges, institutes, job, businesses, everywhere around. Aren't people loom, sad, tensed, stressed, panicked, anxious, rather depressed? They aren't happy, joyful, fun-loving, peaceful, having a zest for life, living life. God has given us this beautiful life to live and see what we have done with this, owing to the achievements and victory and our self-created, conceptualized race. Sad. Let go of the race and begin to live life in its totality. Life is meant to live, not to participate in any race to win or to lose. Let's not make our life and living a suffering, but joyful and serene. Drop the mind conceptualized race and live today.